Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to EtiouTube. Another weekend of sports, starting with Saturday. Saturday, guess who won the Champions League? Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. We have won the Champions League for the 6th time in our history. After losing last year's final to Real Madrid, we came through this time around. 2-0 against Tottenham. First goal with Salah from a penalty given to Sadio Mane. And then the second goal scored by Origi a few minutes before the end of the game. This validates a very good season by Liverpool this year. 97 points were still not enough to win the Premiership that we had to concede to Manchester City. But this nice season is going to be finalized with the victory yesterday in Champions League finals. It was not a good game. Not as good of a game we would have had if we had played Ajax, if you ask me. Tottenham played the way they were supposed to play. They were gritty in the midfield, and I believe one of the best players in the finals was Moussa Sissoko, Momo. And then we started having a better grip of the midfield when he came out in the second half. What goes next for Liverpool right now? You have Sadio Mane, who's the first Senegalese, and I know Salif Diao is not going to agree with that, but he's the first Senegalese who has won the Champions League. He spoke to the Senegalese president yesterday, who congratulated him on the win and said, hey, next is the African Nations Cup. So hopefully this is a good omen for Senegal and the African Nations Cup coming later on this month of June, and with the final being played in July. So we are well set up for the future. Whether Sadio Mane stays or not, whether Salah stays or not, Liverpool has proven that they're a team to be reckoned with. I want to thank the goalie Becker yesterday for saving us, because last year we did lose because of a bad goalie, and this year we won because of a great goalie. So all second half he stopped almost all the shots that were directed to him, and fantastic job of recruitment by Liverpool to going and getting a great goalie to play with us. So a great season for everybody. The front three with the Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Van Dijk behind was very good. In the midfield, Henderson. Everybody played a very good game yesterday, even though it was not a very nice final. We came out on top and we'll take it. Before we transition to basketball, I want to mention that in the World Cup today, Senegalese beat Nigeria 2-1 to qualify for the quarterfinals of the World Cup under 20. So the quarterfinals are on Saturday, and then we'll see which team we're going to draw. Good luck to the Lionceaux de la Teranga, and hopefully they can make it far in this competition. And now off to basketball. On Sunday, Golden State Warriors beat the Toronto Raptors to narrow and level the series 1-1. It's a game that Toronto could have won. It's a game that Toronto should have won. After dominating the first half and being up by as many as 12 points, we went to the half being up only 5 points. And then in the third quarter, Golden State came out as they're known to be, swinging. And it's not the way that Golden State played that baffled me. It's more the way Toronto responded to that. So Toronto started shooting the ball and stopped taking the ball to the basket, which is something that was very good to us in the first game and even in the first half. But somehow, I don't know if it's the fouls or whatnot there, somehow we stopped doing that. And next thing you know, they're on an 18-0 run. And we go from being up 5 points to being down a dozen. And we never really recovered from that. And every attempt we would make to get closer, and I know that Andre Iguodala was the one that made the three-pointer in the last seconds, but to me, one of the key players yesterday was Quinn Cook. The rookie made 3 three-pointers at very bad timings for the Raptors, and it broke their back every single time that they had the will to come back closer. And Steph Curry, when he got off his chair to go and jump into the rookie's arm, he knew what he was doing, because he just stopped anything we were trying to build. The series is now tied 1-1. The blessing in disguise is because they drew well, Steve Kerr doesn't have to rush Kevin Durant to play in game 3. So we might have another game without having to play him. Klay Thompson injured himself and had like a hamstring injury in the third quarter, so he didn't play in the fourth, so his status might be questionable. So with all of that, I predict that the Raptors are going to win one game in Oakland. And it's something they can do if they can play like in the first game, if they can defend, and if they avoid foul trouble by avoiding those silly fouls. So when you play with 5 fouls like Lowry, don't take those chippy shots and then trying to swipe the ball and get your 6th foul whistle as a result and be out of the game, and you can't help your team that way. So I expect them to be smarter with the fouls. It's going to allow them to defend, because if you're in foul trouble, then you can defend less aggressively. Then it leaves the door open for a great offensive team like Golden State. So the series now shifts to Oakland with Game 3 on Wednesday night. We have our chance there. Boogie Cousins played a great game yesterday, better than his Game 1. Andrew Bogut played well. What's his name? Draymond Green. Draymond Green had an excellent game. He was playmaking yesterday. On the Raptors side, Kawhi Leonard was the only one that was taking it to Golden State, and as a result, he went to the line 16 times and made all 16 free throws, by the way. Besides him, Fred VanVleet is playing very, very well. The rest of the team got affected by foul trouble or just missing open shots. It's not things that are going to happen every single day. So I do believe in the chances for the Raptors to come back in this series. And like I said, go in Oakland and steal one. Danny Green, you still owe us like a lot. Like one game or maybe two. He made a couple of buckets yesterday late in the game, but it was not enough to make the difference. I am counting on an eruption from Danny Green, like in this series. Ibaka played well, shot the ball well yesterday, so I count on the same level of production. So let's see what happens in the next week. So I'll tell you guys, see you later on this week with an update on the Golden State series with Toronto, and also on the World Cup under 20 years with Senegal, qualifying for the quarterfinals. Have a good evening, guys.